Hey, how's it going? My name's Tony and I want to help you learn how to sell and design t-shirts even if you have no design experience. In this video, I'm doing a collaboration with my friend RJ Martinez. I'm going to take a niche from one of his niche research videos, show you how I make a design that I can scale as either personalized designs or 50 different designs where I just change a name. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to shoot it back over to him and he's going to show you how he lists the designs on merch and I think also on Redbubble. And his channel will be linked down below. So when this is done, check out his video next. All right, now we're on the computer and the first thing I'm going to do is go to Google. You can use whatever search engine you'd like. I use Google. And the first thing I'm going to search for is gardening. And I'm going to look down here and see first what are the type of things that I see. And most of these have to do with tips and stuff like that. So I'll do an image search and usually that's where I find my best results. And then I'll just see what type of things are in a garden. I see flowers, I see people planting, I see people watering. And that is pretty broad. So we'll do one more search here and we're just going to say home garden. And then again, I'm going to look and take notes. And if I see anything that catches my eye, I'm going to write it down in my book. And I see a lot of flowers and stuff like that. I'm a little more interested in food. So I'm going to look at vegetable garden. And now when I look at this and I see different things, I see lettuce, I see carrots, I see radishes. And these are all the things. This is a nice image right here. These are different things that you can use. And like I said, once again, I'm going to write these down. And for me, I know a lot of people in my area grow tomatoes. They give me a lot of different kind of tomatoes. And so I'm just going to do a tomato-based design right now. So I already know that. So I can do a Google search for tomatoes. And then I'm just going to keep this tab open for when I start working on my design. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use these for a reference for my graphic. So another thing I will do after I open that up is I'm going to look up tomato logo. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to look at basically different styles. I'm not going to copy any of these. I'm not going to copy and paste it into my design. I'm not going to trace it. I just want to see basically how people get from this type of image to this type of graphic and just see what the different things that work are. Like some of them are a little more detailed like this one, and then some of them are a little flatter like this. This is pretty minimalist, I would say. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on. This one's pretty graphic. And then I can see basically how simple or how complex I want to make it. And I'm not going to keep these as a reference while I'm designing because I just want to design something that works for me. And if you're not inclined to make your own graphics, you can buy graphics from places like Creative Market, Etsy. I would be more inclined to go to some place like Creative Market because they have, I think, a little more of a process of accepting people and stuff. And when you're buying graphics on Etsy, you never really know if that person created them or if they just lifted them. And these ones on Creative Market all have different licenses and stuff. So that's what I would do. So once I have my graphic figured out, then I'm going to start looking at different type of logos. So I'm going to go produce logo. And what I'm trying to do with this is just see different layouts that actual places use. And again, I'm not going to copy anything. I'll probably write these down in my notebook. Circular logo, just the type of different elements they have. And that way when I'm designing, I'm just going to keep these in mind and just try to go from memory. And that way I'm creating something new and I'm not really copying anybody's design beat for beat. And this is the basic research process. So I'll go produce logo, I'll go farmers market logo. And then I see this one right here is a lot like one of the designs that I have in my, I have a design template kit that I sell, and I have basically a layout that's really similar to this with the circle and the two little flag things here. So I might go with a layout like this with the tomato. And like I said, I'm just looking at different types of logos. You can do like these badge kind of logos and just see what different badge shapes look like. And we can even do we'll try vegetable logo. And again, there's more logos, and like I said, you're not really looking to copy these, but you're looking for design elements, layouts, and the type of colors and stuff that they're using to make their logos. And that way when you design something and upload it, it doesn't look like you just kind of pulled something out of thin air. It looks like you're making an authentic logo, and people really seem to like that. In my experience, people respond to designs that's something they like that looks familiar in a sense. So you might not know any of these specifically, but if you made a logo like this and you put in whatever info you're putting, grandma, auntie, whatever, make it personalized. I could have mine that says Tony's Garden Supply. People really respond to this because it looks professional and it looks like something that a real business would have. So once I have these elements figured out and written down, then I'll jump into Adobe Illustrator and I'll go through my design template pack and grab that design and then see if there's any other elements that I want to grab. But the first thing I'm going to do here is design my tomato. So let's see how that goes. So this actually ended up taking quite a bit longer than I expected. It was about an hour's worth of work, and I wanted to make a very flat, graphic looking tomato, but I wanted it to still have some dimension and shape to it. And that's the hard part when you're trying to keep it simple, but still trying to give things volume. So I worked on it, changed things, went back, changed them again, and I just kept going and going until I had something that I thought looked pretty good. But with this sort of thing, you just have to have reference, and you keep looking at your reference. And sometimes it does help to see how other people have colored things, not copy them, but just see what techniques people use and try some different techniques that fit with your style. And if you're doing something like this and you're not a designer, you could buy these type of graphics and it would save you a lot of time, but it costs money. Once I was done with my graphic and satisfied with how it came out, I knew I had some designs in my t-shirt design pack with laurels and other things, so I wanted to see which design worked. I felt that this one was far too masculine for this type of design, so I ended up looking through my other designs until I found something I liked. I sell these designs on my website. I'll have it linked down below, and these work with Photoshop, Illustrator, and Photopea, and they're basically designs that are ready to go for t-shirts, and you can just change out the different graphics or words or anything else that you want. So like I said, I just kind of went through all my designs until I found something that I thought was suitable. And the great thing about this type of design is that it's scalable. So I can make this say anything I want. I could make 100 different designs from this one design. I could put it up on Etsy as a personalized design. It doesn't really make too much of a difference as far as content because I'm just changing things out as I see fit. And that's the great thing about using templates, and the thing about trying to figure out how to scale your designs up front is you go in there with an idea and I can change the graphic. This doesn't have to be a gardening niche design. It could be a lot of different things. But with these ready to go designs, and this is how I do a lot of my designs now too, is when I do a new design, I'll make a template for myself. And some of the templates I sell, some of them I keep for myself, but I use them over and over, and it just makes things so simple. So once I had the design that I wanted, I just started playing around with the colors, moving things around, and trying to think of different things I could say with the text. And it's just like most of this is just playing around. You just keep trying different things until you find something that you think works for the design you're making. And it doesn't really matter what the niche is. It just matters on how you can maximize what you're doing. So for something like gardening, I think like, home gardens. And so this will be grandma, mom. I grow my own tomatoes and pepper plants. So it could be, say, Tony's garden or whatever. But the main thing is that you're just trying to have something that's flexible, and you're not really trying to capitalize on a trend or a phrase that 1,000 other shirts are using along with yours. So you're not really competing with those people anymore. You're just basically doing what you want to do. So when I'm in here, I'm just trying different typefaces, different color combinations, making things bigger, making something smaller, until everything really just fits together. We're going to fine tune this one just a little bit more. And then once we have it exactly the way that we want it, what I'll do is I'll make mock-ups and prep my files for print. And that's if I'm doing these on Etsy. For this one, I'm passing it off to RJ so he could show you how he lists the items and uses keywords and all of that stuff. But for now, I'm going to show you how I finish up a design when I'm ready to set it up for print with my dye sublimation printer and set it to Etsy. So I go to place it and pick out a mock-up, and then I just upload a PNG that's the appropriate size to that mock-up. Try to figure out how it looks best on there. Sometimes you need to adjust things, move them around until you get it just right. But once you have it just right, then you're ready to list. I'll mark it as personalized on Etsy and let people pick whatever they like. So now that that's done, I'll send it over to RJ and he'll show you the next step for listing it. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons for more content like this. I'll be making new tutorials all the time, and we'll see you on the next one.